So we started with the layout of the 60 SRAM cell and we completed all the layers which goes into it. Then we looked at some other topologies of the layout and we discussed how the earlier layouts were made in the like 1990s or something. And then we covered then we covered like why the pull-up ratio of one is actually better in terms of the
Pull-up ratio of 1.
sorry the cell sorry, the cell ratio of one is actually better in some sense. And then we looked at the ROM cells with the NAND and the NOR configuration.
Mm-hmm. So what other kind of cell topologies did we look at? What was the benefit or disadvantage of those?
Okay, so we looked at another port which we actually used for fast reading, where we added the read bit line and the read word line separately as an NMOS, like there were two NMOSs, and we could actually do a fast read if needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and disadvantage was that we had to take care of the lower pull down NMOS carefully, because I mean the current had to be modeled carefully. Otherwise, if the NMOS was not, if the pass gate was, if that gate was on, then it might actually discharge erroneously the current, which we didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
And the second case was of two read and two writes together, where we had two bit lines and two word lines. And now we had to be more careful with the cell stability, because the bump voltage would have been higher, because like two word lines and two bit lines would have been on together at the same time.
Okay. So what happens in that pure dual port cell, which has two read-write ports? What happens if both ports start to write simultaneously? तो ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है कि खाली स्वप्नल ने रिवीजन करा है पिछली क्लास का, बाकी लोगों ने नहीं करा? बाकी लोग क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? So the question is, what happens when both the ports try to write something into the memory cell? What would happen?
Sir, SRM would degrade because large current will flow from the pull-down network when both word lines are on.
SNM would degrade तो चिंता की बात ही नहीं है ना साहिल, because I want to write. So anyway, I want to change the data.
So I guess you won't be able to write, because together at the same time, एक जगह आप वन राइट कर रहे होगे और दूसरी जगह जीरो कर रहे होगे, और दूसरा वर्ड लाइन बिट लाइन कॉम्बिनेशन उसी को जीरो राइट कर रहा होगा और वन राइट कर रहा होगा, तो इट विल बी एन ऑपोजिट फोर्स, तो
So this is not a valid operation then, according to you.
two rights.
Is it a valid operation? You must have done courses on computer architecture also. Is this a
Yes.
valid operation?
Yes, we can do two writes together.
But not on the same memory.
Not on the same memory location.
Yes, sir.
There has to be an arbiter somewhere which would prioritize that, okay, if two processors want to write some data, this processor would get higher priority, or this thread would get higher priority than the other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what this means is that two cells, two ports trying to write simultaneously on the same location is not allowed. But what if I am writing to the adjacent location? So I'm writing two adjacent words. Port 1 is writing to word number 2 and port 2 is writing to port number 3.
So then what's the point of having two writes and two reads? That could have been
Yeah,
done
I'm
with
able to do two writes. I'm able to do two writes. One is writing to address 2 and the other is writing to address 3. We have mux 4. So both are in the same row.
So I'm saying that we could have done it without having the two read two write configuration also, right?
How?
You have three bit lines shared between two word lines, two cells, right? Three bit lines would be shared. So in that case, the first bit line, then the essence amplifier would have to be modeled in a way that would differential वहाँ भी आएगा फिर. But we can't do one write and one read in one single word line. In single row.
You can.
हाँ, so
मैं
that's
तो
what
कह रहा हूँ सेम रो में आप दो राइट्स भी कर सकते हो. मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ what I'm saying is that there is word 2 and there is word 3. There are two words in the same row because it is mux 4.
Oh.
And you can write on those two simultaneously. What is happening then? Suppose I am writing to a particular cell and there is the other port is also on and it is writing. Not to the same cell, to another cell. So what is the impact on write margin or writability of this cell now? You want to make the schematic and see? Please make one in your notebooks and see.
तो मतलब जो second word line होगी that won't be connected to this cell, right? Anyhow, it will be connected only to. I'm sorry, क्या बोल रहा हूँ? नहीं ठीक है, it will be common.
Both the word lines are common across the rows. So please make the schematic in your notebook and see. What happens to the write operation? Will it become easier? Will it become difficult? What would you want? What is the best case? What is the worst case? You realize that this kind of a situation can arise in a memory, is it not? I'm not creating a hypothetical case. It's a very real case that can happen. Hello? आज सब लोग इतने शांत क्यों हैं?
Sir, the Vint value will decrease because both the word lines would be on. And I guess, and if we talk about, I mean, though the other word line would be writing on the second cell or something, I mean, that would,
But what about the bit lines?
yeah. So you have BL2 and BL bar 1 and BL bar 2, let's say. In that case, you have in one internal node, you will have only one value stored, right? Either 1 or 0. So let's say you have one stored and both the bit lines are now on, right? And both the word lines are coming high. And the write driver would be, I mean, common between those things. I mean, like the write driver would want, I mean, when the write driver goes on, both the bit line will start to, I mean, decay. And I mean, that's how I'm saying that the Vint value might decrease. I mean, because the one will be discharged faster.
Think again.
Okay.
So let me see if I can share my whiteboard. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
So you're talking about what's happening. Why are others not speaking up? This class is not only for Swapnil. No? Every one of us needs to speak up. Otherwise, we will not be able to learn. What's happening today? So what I will start to do is I will start to ask questions by picking up people from the class if others don't speak up themselves. Is that fine?
Sir, is it not that write time would improve? Basically, it would reduce if both the word lines are on because it would get discharged from both the pass gates.
Is it the case that it will get discharged from both the pass gates?
So basically, it should depend upon what is the data that is on BL2 and BLB2. So it cannot be, sir. I don't think कि हम absolutely कह पाएंगे पहले ही कि writability improve होगी.
So let us say that this is the memory cell that we are considering, and the word line 2 is going to the adjacent memory cell and it is writing there. So for the word line 2, the bit lines over here are going to 0 and 1. The bit lines here are actually held at 1 or pre-charged to 1. It was, let us say, 1 stored here and 0 stored here, and you want to write a 0 now, and like this bit line has gone to 0. Let's see, and this bit line has remained at 1. Now what would happen? This bit line, because it has gone to 0, would try to discharge this. This is the regular write operation. But what would the other bit line do? This bit line, because it is held at 1, it will try to precharge this. As soon as this goes below VT, you may say, the NMOS will start to sink current from the bit line. Are you able to see this? Hello.
Sir,
So what you
Mhm.
said about VT, I didn't got the point.
So this is
When
an NMOS, no? This is an NMOS.
yes, sir.
If the now and this NMOS is in a kind of pass transistor logic configuration, where if the word line is on, it will connect the two sides, bit line and the internal node. When the word line is off, it will not. But when the word line is on, it will not be able to transfer a clean VDD to the other side. It will start to transfer VDD only after VT drop has happened. You need some VDS basically.
Yes, yes.
You know? So what is happening then? Once this goes below VT, you want to take it to much, much lower than VT, is it not? You want Vint to be, sorry, ulta. You want Vint to be much, much lower than VT. But as soon as this reaches VT and starts to go below VT, this starts to sink current over here. So in fact, there is a current path like this. What to do? Has writability improved or has it degraded?
सर लेकिन दूसरी तरफ से तो सर वो करंट दोनों सिंक करेगा
मतलब
मतलब जैसे जो वर्ड लाइन वी हैव पुट द वर्ड लाइन वन हाई so sir basically BLB2 should also discharge through the right side pull down so if both are discharging
BLB2 should discharge through the zero. Yes, BLB2 will discharge like this.
so sir basically the bump increases and if the bump increases our
So
PMOS
this
is
zero will go to something like Vx plus, let us say. It was
yes
Vx earlier, it is now go to Vx plus. So what will this bump do? This bump will switch off this. Okay. But the current is coming from here now.
okay
Are you able to see this? The current is coming from a different place now.
yes sir.
but sir, this is the only one case. It might be a case when BL1 and BL2 can both be 0.
Is it possible? Why will BL1 and BL2 both be 0? One port is reading and one port is writing, na? अभी तो हमने बात करी, I will not write on the same cell from both the ports. अभी हमने ये agree करा ना?
Okay, sir. Okay. I got confused. I thought the BL are also shared.
If I'm not writing on the other port from the same on the same location from the other port, what it means is that the BL cannot be 0. BL2 has to be VDD. है ना?
Sir, but it looks like writability is improving but write time is suffering.
You think writability is improving? How?
So like sir because PMOS is getting more weak so
So what? But there is another making the PMOS weak was a good thing to do because this was the source of current. Why I'm saying there's an additional source of current now. And that is not showing any sign of weakness. That is an NMOS and that is very strong NMOS. Pass gate is stronger than pull up. Is it not? Pass gate, you designed it to be stronger than pull up. So a stronger cell is a stronger device is now on. And it is sinking current to you.
Sir, one more confusion, sir. I'm little bit confused about VT. What I understood is that suppose there is a voltage VDD on BL2 and this NMOS WL2 will start sinking the current when the voltage across it would be VDD minus VT. Would be when the voltage VDS would be below VDD minus VT. Then
Yeah. So when I said VT, I meant it has dropped by VT. So let us say VDD minus VT. No problems.
okay.
Don't get stuck there. What I'm saying is this is an extra source of current.
So
Yes.
I mean, sir, I was thinking like if we can model this operation in such a way, I mean, like for like initial amount of time when the value doesn't, when the pass gate above pass gate doesn't start to charge your value in such a way, I mean, you could get the writability, right? I mean, it would not. I mean, you can assume that it's getting written. I mean, it's not obviously close to 0, but then after that point of time, it starts to read, right? So like then in that case the V bump will value increase. So that is what I was thinking, that at like you can have a timestamp kind of a thing before which your write has occurred and after which your read is happening. I mean that is what is like happening in this case, right?
So what you're saying is now, if the other port wants to read from the adjacent location, it has to wait for the first port to do something.
No, that's what I'm
The two ports are asynchronous. The clock can come for the two ports anytime. They are independent ports. So what you're saying is not wrong. If there was some correlation I could, or some way I could build a relation between port 1 and port 2, I could do something. I would say, okay, if the other side is trying to read on the same row, let us delay the read operation a bit. Now that is not acceptable to computer architects, is it?
No.
That because some other core, some other processor is accessing the same memory that I am accessing, I will get delayed output. That is not acceptable, is it?
Yeah, no.
Okay, your arbiter would say, okay, you will wait for one cycle. I will let you read only in the next one. But what if in the next cycle also the other port is trying to write? You see?
Yeah.
Sir, we can do one thing. Sir, the port that is reading, na, for that we should lower down the word line so that it is not able to like sync
So its
more.
speed would start to get impacted. It would read slower then.
Oh.
You won't be able to write on the other side also at the same time, which we are doing right now.
Yeah. Because adjacent cell you wanted to write something. Do you see the challenge? So it is not just कि आपने एक दो transistors और लगा दिए और आपका dual port cell बन गया. There is a lot of additional design verification that you need to do. And that is the thought process I want you guys to have. Are you able to see this? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So simultaneous reading is not a challenge, right? I mean, unless and until the stability is not getting improved, not getting bad.
The stability is getting bad, na?
I mean, yeah, the V bump will increase like by double amount. I mean, both the bit lines are
Yes.
discharged.
So the sizing of the cell has to be considered by considering the worst cases. See, आपको जो homework दिया है, उस homework में मैंने आपसे ये पूछा कि कौन सा
Corners.
figure of merit कब खराब होता है.
हाँ.
अभी आप खाली PVT के terms में analyze कर रहे हो.
Yes.
Do you realize that PVT is just one dimension of it? As soon as you go to a dual port cell, there are so many other dimensions. Are you able to see this? There's so much of learning there. Let me add another dimension. We'll not discuss too much of it, but let me add the other dimension of what happens to the, okay, let us say I have, a row of dual port memory cells. I have bit lines of port 1 like this and bit lines of port 2 like this. Okay, this is how they are made actually. That what you will do? You will flip the cell, है ना? यहाँ पे आपका 0 आता है. The word line is shared across the boundary. So since the word line is shared, you will get same port at the same port bit lines close to each other. Okay. So now let us say that you had 0 stored here in this cell. Let us also put the names to the bit lines. BL1, BLB1, BLB, नहीं 1 नहीं कहते, A कहते हैं. A1, A1, BLB, नहीं, let us call the two ports X and Y. ठीक है, let us call the ports X and Y, तब समझ में याद आएगा. BLX1, BLBX1. This one is BLBY1, BLY1. This one would be BLY2, BLBY2. The top one would be BLBX2, BLX2, BLX3, BLBX3. Are you able to see this? यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
Now let us say I had to read a 0 over here. Reading a 0 over here meant that BLY2 should discharge. ठीक है? BLBY2 should remain stable. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Let us say this cell also stored a 0. What that means? BLY1 will also discharge and BLBY1 would remain at 1. Is this clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Now, these two lines are running parallel to each other. They will have some coupling between them. Because of this coupling, BLY2 will discharge a little, like because this is coupling which is helping, BLY2 will actually discharge a little faster than the case when this cell had stored a 1. Are you able to see this?
Sir, can you repeat why faster?
Okay, let us change the assumption. Let us say that 1 was stored here. If 1 was stored here, then in this particular cell, BLY1 would be at VDD, BLBY1 would discharge. Are you able to see this? Itna clear hai? This is simpler.
Yes, sir.
Now let me say I stored a 0 over here. Now what would happen? BLY1 will discharge and BLBY1 would remain stable. Now BLY1 and BLY2, there is coupling in between them. So BLY2 will discharge slightly faster than the earlier case. So my read operation can actually happen faster now. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So as of now, we are considering this cell only. What is happening to other cells? It is symmetrical. Okay. So now, अगर मैं इस cell की बात कर रहा था, for this also, this will BLY1 would discharge a little faster. ठीक है. But अभी हम इस cell को device under test मान रहे हैं. Now let's consider a case where my cell under test had 1 written over here. Now what is expected? Now what is expected is that BLY2 and BLBY2 now BLBY2 should discharge. अच्छा दिखाते हैं rate. Let us make a good rate of discharge. And BLY2 should remain stable. Is that okay? So my BLY2 is remaining stable. BLBY2 should discharge. Is this clear till now? But BLY2 is seeing coupling from BLY1 and BLY1 is discharging. So BLY2 will also discharge a bit due to that coupling. BLY2 was already discharging because of leakage. Now it will also discharge because of coupling.
So it will increase the differential creation time.
It will, yes. So where earlier you could have sampled the sense amplifier here, now due to this coupling, you will sample the sense amplifier at a different place. Are you able to see this?
So means one time it is helping and one time it is opposing. Like
Yeah, but because it is degrading, you need to take care of the worst case when you design. So you cannot trigger the sense amplifier here. So this coupling is actually degrading your read time. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Now, I just considered reading on Y1 address. Let me say I'm writing on Y1. Then what happens? I'm trying to confuse you.
Sir, can you repeat again?
I'm saying, what happens if I was trying to write at BLY1, write 0 at BLY1? So instead of this discharge rate, I actually discharge it like this because I'm writing. Now what would happen?
Would it reduce because of the coupling from BLY2 and the BLY2?
BLY2 तो आपकी stable रहनी थी ना?
I mean, in that sense, it shouldn't get affected, maybe.
The leakage on, हमने कहा when the discharge rate was this, BLY2 went like this. Now when the discharge rate is so fast, BLY2 will also discharge faster.
So why BLY2 will discharge? I mean, first.
Coupling. Because they are adjacent to each other. There is coupling between them. Now what to do? When do you bring the sense on now? Let me see who can catch the faux pas that I'm playing on you.
Sir, I'm writing on BLY1, so BLY1 is held constant. That means I'm confused.
I'm writing on BLY1, so I'm taking BLY1 to 0, na?
Yes.
That is what I did.
Okay.
When I did that, BLY2 will also discharge. Where am I playing with you? What did I do which is not allowed? बोलो बोलो. It is right there. आपको दिख रहा है सामने सामने जो मैंने आपके साथ खेल खेल लिया. You have to just observe more carefully.
सर वहां पे 1 लिखा हुआ है ना, हमें तो सेंस एम्पलीफायर आई मीन BLBY के डिफरेंशियल से फर्क पड़ना चाहिए उस टाइम के पे तो.
See, I am writing on this cell.
हाँ.
How can I do a read on this cell from the same port? So let it do whatever it does. It does not change my sense amplifier because sense on तो आना ही नहीं है right cycle में ना. If it's a right cycle, why will sense on even come? Let whatever happen to the bit lines, let it happen. Just that they should not fall below the right, fall so low that right happens. Otherwise, let it happen.
सर बिटलाइन तो वर्ड लाइन ऑन होने के पहले ही प्रीचार्ज हो जाती है ना, तो हम उस टाइम उसे डिस्चार्ज कर रहे हैं
ये तो आपकी डिजायर है ना. जरूरी थोड़ी ना है कि बिट लाइन वर्ड लाइन आने से पहले ही रियली 0 चली जाए.
ओके.
You want to do that, but it may happen because of mismatch and other race conditions that it doesn't happen.
Okay.
Anyways, that is not the challenge. The thing is, Because I'm doing write over here, it means this cell is not even being accessed. Let whatever happen to its bit lines. I'm not bothered. I will not change anything to my set time. But when I'm reading here and I'm reading here, that will anyways happen. That is a real case. Write on the same port and read on the same port is not possible. But reading to adjacent cells is definitely happening, na?
So what configuration it would take originally? I mean, I got confused. I mean, this was a two write, two read configuration of the cell. I mean, which we
Yes.
studied. Huh.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
X.
2 writes and 2 reads.
Huh.
So this was 2 read-write cells.
Huh.
One port can do either read or write at a time.
Yes.
So if I'm writing on this port, then whatever happens to this port, I'm not to this cell. When I'm writing on this cell,
Hmm.
whatever happens to this cell, I'm not bothered because this is what do you say? This is word 2, this is word 3. They are two different words. I'm writing on this one. My processor told me write on word 2. Word 3 पे कुछ भी हो रहा है, doesn't bother me.
क्या बट दूसरे सेल से राइट तो रीड तो कर ही सकते हो ना? आई मीन वन
कैसे
तो
कर सकते हो? सेम अगर मैं इन वाली बिट लाइन इस बिट लाइन पे रीड कर सकता हूँ, but that will be different port and that is not seeing any coupling with this. See, BLBX and BLX are not seeing any coupling with the Y nodes ना. तो होने दो, BLY भी फॉल करा ना. See, BLX जो है, BLX तो जैसे फॉल करना था वैसे ही फॉल करेगा, वैसे ही डिफरेंशियल क्रिएट करेगा. आपका BLY1 ऐसे फॉल करा तो करने दो, BLY2 ऐसे फॉल करा तो करने दो. आपका रीड तो आप BLX1 पे कर रहे हो या BLX2 पे कर रहे हो.
अच्छा, ओके, समझ गया.
सर उस एग्जांपल में हम एक ही पोर्ट से राइट भी कर रहे थे और रीड भी कर रहे थे.
हाँ, वो तो अलाउड ही नहीं है ना.
अलाउड नहीं है.
हम
सर
एसेंशियली वही कह रहे हैं कि जो
एक पोर्ट से हम या तो रीड कर सकते हैं या तो राइट कर सकते हैं. दोनों मतलब कॉम्बिनेशन कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Yes. So now, why did I share this second example with you?
सर सॉरी सर
example.
सर मेरे ये समझ नहीं आ रहा सर, लेकिन अलग अलग सेल पे कर रहे हैं ना रीड और राइट, तो मैं मतलब कंफ्यूज.
हाँ,
तो एक पोर्ट से अलग अलग सेल पे तो एक पे रीड और एक पे राइट कर सकते हैं ना. वो
कैसे? एक पोर्ट पे तो आप एक ही एड्रेस दे सकते हो ना.
ओके,
दो सेल्स को कैसे एड्रेस करोगे?
ओके सर सॉरी. यस
है ना. So why did I give you this example, second example, or the last just example that we were just discussing? Why did I give you this example? सोचो और बोलो. See, what happens is that when we set out to find worst cases for or failure modes for our circuits, we may go overboard and imagine things which can never happen. So while I am insisting that you should think of how will my circuit fail, what will be the condition which is the worst case condition, you have to be realistic. Otherwise, you will end up either leaving lots of design margins or degrading performance and power and area very significantly, and which is not desirable. Are you able to see what I'm telling you? See, typically when you are targeting to hit here, most of the times designers verify that what I wanted to do is happening. And they say my circuit is right. They miss out on the fact that while I wanted this, I also had a specification that this should not happen. So your verification should actually include this, and only then you should be able to say this. But what can happen is that in your zest to find this red circle, you may identify something else and say, oh, I need to qualify this. But the reality is, this is not the true case. This has no overlap with this. The two things cannot happen simultaneously. And therefore, trying to qualify the golden tick is not desirable. You will end up degrading your PPA unnecessarily. So while I want you to look at the red circle, the domain which as to the functionality of the circuit where a change should not happen, I do not want you to consider cases which are completely hypothetical and false. Are you able to see this? My attempt over here is to make you think about design in a real sense, not just the way you want it to work, not just the way, and not even the way where it cannot really work. It is not even expected to work. But you have to look at beyond what you want it to do and also what it should not do. That should also be a part of your verification methodology. Are you able to see this? When we will start working on our projects, the first presentation, I want you to focus on what you are going to do in the project, and how you will verify it. And that verification plan should include not just what you are intending to do, but also what should not happen when you do what you are trying to do. Is this clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
हेलो
Yes.
आई मीन ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, जब हम लोग रीड वाला कर रहे थे इसमें फिगर में चीज़ सही तो वो समझ में आ गया अच्छे से. राइट वाले पे आते थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो गया. आई मीन एक्स एंड वाई हमारे दो सेपरेट पोर्ट्स थे, राइट? आई मीन एंड वी वर इफ यू गो बैक टू थोड़ा लेफ्ट करोगे अगर एक बार, तो हमारा जो वाइट था पूरा, वो ग्रीन वाला जो था हमारा, हम कह रहे थे कि वो एक हमारा राइट कर रहा है तो ठीक है, दूसरा वाला रीड मोड में है, फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा हमारे. आई मीन दूसरा वाला क्या कर रहा है फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा हमारे को उस केस पे, राइट? तो वहीं पे थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो गया. एग्जैक्टली एक बार क्विकली एक बार रिपीट कर सकते हो 2 मिनट में, आई मीन इफ पॉसिबल.
सो हमने कहाँ से शुरू करा? हमने कहा that there are two cells.
हाँ.
हमने कहा that there are two cells adjacent to each other.
Yes.
I am reading on both.
Okay.
And we saw that the discharge rate would degrade because due to coupling,
Yeah.
the set time has to be later now, cannot come at the same time. Then I said that, okay, I am writing on this cell and reading on the other. And then I did a faux pas on you. I said that, okay, now because I am writing, this bit line will discharge very fast. And that will lead to, अब जब थोड़े से discharge rate पे ही हमने कहा कि there is a degradation on setup time, on set time, now this will lead to a much faster fall on this particular bit line. So how will your read happen? I said, how will you read now? Because you are reading on this and writing on this. तो आपका read तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. The faux pas was that when you are doing write and read on adjacent cells, then while you are writing from this side, you will do read from this side. Because you cannot do read and write simultaneously on two different addresses from the one port.
Acha, okay. I mean, we are writing and reading from same queue or queue bar.
These are two different addresses. This is word 2, this is word 3.
Acha.
When you are writing here, you cannot be reading from the same port on the adjacent cell. You can be reading on the adjacent cell, but then it will be the other port, which will not have coupling on it, which will not have this coupling on it. So what I'm saying is that in your zest to find failure modes, don't go overboard. Is that okay? Is it clear now?
Yes.
Ryan, you were also saying something.
That means I was just going to answer Swapnil's question earlier.
Okay. So is this thing clear? Is this example clear to everyone now? If it is not clear, please ask.
सर वन लास्ट कंफ्यूजन सर, एक ही पोर्ट से दो एडजेसेंट वर्ड्स में हम रीड कर सकते हैं?
No?
बेसिकली रीड हो रहा होगा लेकिन हम ऑब्जर्व एक ही पोर्ट पे करेंगे.
Yes.
दैट इज द पॉइंट, है ना?
एक पोर्ट से जब आपने वर्ड लाइन सिलेक्ट करी तो all the cells that are connected to that port, that word line will go into the read mode.
यस सर.
They will enter into read mode, but you will turn on sense amplifier for only the cells that you are interested in.
ओके.
Sir, because they are in the read mode, that is why degradation is happened, because all the adjacent
Yes.
cells are in read mode.
Yes.
Thank you.
यहाँ पे बेसिकली हम कह रहे थे कि एक ही पोर्ट पे हम राइट ड्राइवर भी ऑन कर रहे हैं उसका और सेंस एम्पलीफायर भी ऑन कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, जो कि
Okay.
अलाउड नहीं है.
अच्छा ठीक है.
एंड वो भी कर रहे हैं, और एडजेसेंट सेल्स को हम एक साथ कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं ना? वी गिव जस्ट वन एड्रेस टू वन पोर्ट.
yes.
Okay. So when we work on the project and the project verification plans, this is something that you need to be extremely careful about. Okay. So now let us go to the PPT. So we also looked at the ROM cells last time. We looked at the NOR ROM cell, where we said programmation could be done on the drain side. But as soon as you do that, what happens? The loading of different bit lines changes. So this is not really desirable because leakage and everything changes. It's a very complex thing to verify. So instead of that, you do source level programming, source side programming on the NOR cell. Okay. Then we looked at the NAND cell, where we said that the programmation is done by shorting the source and drain, such that cells across which they are shorted, on those cells you are in a way writing a 0, you are discharging the bit line, and on the other cells you are maintaining a 1. So this was the way we program a ROM cell. यहाँ तक clear था? Any questions till
Sir?
here? Yes.
Sir, yes, in this cell I have one doubt. Sir, when you were discussing in the last class that if I want to read from word line 0, so I will take word line 1 to 1 and clock would be 1. So,
Yes.
sir, you said that it will be assumed that all source and drain of word line 1 would be shorted.
Because
Sir, I
all the cells are 1. Their gate is 1. So when gate is 1, drain and source are shorted, na?
Okay.
You took word line 1 to 1. So the devices are on. Devices are on means that there is a connection between source and drain.
Okay, sir.
That was what I meant.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else on this?
Sir, on the cells, sir, where we are shorting it, we are saying there is a 0 stored there.
Yes.
And-
So it is again, this is your terminology. You may say it is a 0 because bit line is discharging. If I put an inverter on the bit line, I will say it is 1 because bit line is not discharging. है ना? तो ये आपका तरीका है. You can invert. If you find that inverting would lead to say lesser leakage, you can invert and do it like that. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So now tell me one thing. हमने कहा कि हम ये प्रोग्रामेशन करने वाले हैं. How and when do we do this programmation?
सर
हम्म।
सर या तो एट द टाइम ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो सकता है,
ओके।
या फिर
और
सर बाद में भी सर अल्ट्रावायलेट लाइट से कुछ ईयूवी
अल्ट्रा
प्रोग्रामेबल,
अल्ट्रावायलेट लाइट से आप
इलेक्ट्रिकली
डिवाइस को,
इलेक्ट्रिकली
हाँ,
प्रोग्रामेबल।
या बट अल्ट्रावायलेट लाइट से आप ये मेटल्स को कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे? सोर्स और ड्रेन को कनेक्ट कैसे करोगे?
सर वन टाइम है तो एक बार ही करेंगे ना सर, रोम है तो मैन्युफैक्चर के टाइम
तो
पे।
कैसे करोगे? मतलब अल्ट्रावायलेट लाइट से तो नहीं कर पाओगे ना। तुम लाइट थ्रो कर रहे हो किसी डाई पे, हाउ विल मेटल अपीयर देयर?
सर फ्यूज वाला जो सिस्टम रहता है, फ्यूज प्रोग्राम।
तो फ्यूज तो हैज टू बी वेरी ह्यूज, इवन इफ इट इज दैट, तो इट हैज टू बी वेरी ह्यूज देन।
यस।
यहाँ तो हम 4 छोटे-छोटे ट्रांजिस्टर्स को साथ में लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं। Fuse, you cannot go for the global thing. So what
So,
Akshat said in the beginning, we have to do this at the time of manufacturing itself. At the time of manufacturing itself, we have to tell whether the metal one has to be there or not, or contact has to be there or not, and so on. So now tell me, which layer would you want to do this programmation? Do you want to do this programmation on source drain, or you want to do this on active layer, or would you want to do this programmation on contacts, or metals, or vias? Metal 1, VR1, Metal 2, VR2. At what level would you want to do this programmation? What is desirable? क्या हुआ?
सर ऊपर का मेटल लेयर पे, मतलब एम हायर साइड पे।
हायर साइड पे क्यों? हायर साइड पे क्यों?
सर मतलब वो मैन्युफैक्चर वहां तक हो चुका होगा, मतलब लास्ट में चेंज करेंगे।
उससे क्या फायदा है?
सर टॉप मेटल लेयर्स की रेजिस्टिविटी कम होती है।
सर आप
ओके,
नीचे वाले पे करोगे तो आपको वो स्पेसिंग काफी छोड़नी पड़ेगी और लोगों को ध्यान में रखते हुए, तो उतना डीआरसी
क्यों? कॉन्टैक्ट का तो डीआरसी सबसे कम होता है।
नहीं नहीं, कॉन्टैक्ट की बात नहीं कर रहा। मेटल अगर आप शॉर्टिंग कर रहे हो ना, अगर लेट से आपने मेटल 1 से शॉर्टिंग करने की कोशिश करी या कुछ करने की कोशिश
हम्म
करी, तो आपको राइट साइड लेफ्ट साइड और जो सेल्स होंगे उनका ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा जो मेटल 1 में बने होंगे, तो वो डीआरसी
वो
का
तो मैं मेटल 3 में करूंगा तब भी रखना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज एडजेसेंट सेल तो तब भी है, और ऐसा हो
नहीं
सकता है कि एडजेसेंट सेल में भी शॉर्टिंग करना पड़े।
नहीं नहीं, तो सबसे ऊपर का जो लेयर बनी हुई है ना आपकी, सपोज अगर वर्ड लाइन है, बिट लाइन में से कोई मेटल 3 या मेटल 4 तक की बनी हुई है, तो जो मेटल यूज नेक्स्ट लेयर की है, मेटल 5 मान लो नेक्स्ट लेयर है, तो मेटल 5 से इसकी शॉर्टिंग कर दो, क्योंकि सब जगह तो हम लोग शॉर्टिंग कर भी नहीं रहे इसकी, तो उसमें
तो मेटल
आप
5 तक इस इंटरनल के कॉन्टैक्ट को लाओगे कैसे?
अच्छा वो भी तो है।
तो हम
कॉन्टैक्ट और मेटल 1 2 3 के स्टब्स तो बनाने पड़ जाएंगे।
हाँ
मीन्स मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग से ये होता है कि हम लो लेवल पे करें, क्योंकि अगर हाई लेवल पे करेंगे तो जो करंट जाएगा सोर्स और ड्रेन से वो एक तरीके से हॉर्स शूज शेप में जाएगा। पहले ड्रेन से मेटल 5 तक जाएगा, फिर वहां से फिर सोर्स तक जाएगा। मीन
देखो वो तो एनीवे बिट लाइन अगर तुम्हारी मेटल 3 में है या मेटल 2 में है या जिस भी मेटल में है, वहां से कहीं ना कहीं से तो वियाज और कॉन्टैक्ट्स आने ही आने हैं पिक्चर में, आएंगे ही ना। दो और आने दो।
सर ये जब हम इसको शॉर्ट कर ही रहे हैं तो सर इसको मॉसफेट को लगाने का मतलब क्या है? मतलब ये तो वायर जैसा ही हो गया, क्योंकि हम फिर से चेंज ही नहीं
फिर
करेंगे।
जब नहीं करना तो मॉसफेट, हाँ तो यही तो बात हो रही है। हो सकता है तुम कहो कि मैं ऐसा करूंगा कि मॉसफेट लगाऊंगा या नहीं लगाऊंगा, बट मॉसफेट लगाना या ना लगाने का मतलब हुआ कि आप डिफ्यूजन लेवल पे प्रोग्रामेशन कर रहे हो। मॉसफेट लगाने या ना लगाने का मतलब हुआ कि आप डिफ्यूजन लेवल पे प्रोग्रामेशन कर रहे हो। यही सवाल है मेरा कि आप डिफ्यूजन पे करना चाहोगे, कॉन्टैक्ट पे करना चाहोगे, मेटल 1 पे, मेटल VR1 पे, मेटल 2 पे, कहाँ पे करना चाहोगे आप प्रोग्रामेशन, और क्यों? How many of us think that it has to be at a higher layer? Please put a +1 in the chat window, and those who think we need to be on the lower layer, please put a -1 in the chat window. Let us just get a census here. Higher is +1, lower is -1. अभी तक तो 50-50 लग रहा है, आधे कह रहे हैं हायर, आधे कह रहे हैं लोअर। Intuition says higher, okay. So those who are saying higher, चलो स्वप्निल को छोड़ देते हैं, स्वप्निल can't think of a reason. Why do you think higher? Shakeen hasn't spoken at all in the class. Shakeen, why do you say higher? Hello? Why higher? Anyone? Anyone? Explain why lower? कोई explain? Yeah.
बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर मतलब सेम रहेगा, लास्ट में एक लेयर और लगा के प्रोग्राम कर देंगे।
एक लेयर
एक
और लगा के प्रोग्राम करने का मतलब शर्मान ये हुआ कि आपका एक्स्ट्रा मास्क स्टेप आएगा पिक्चर में, आपकी कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी चिप की। आप मेटल 4 तक का डिजाइन बनाना चाह रहे थे, आपका मेटल 5 का डिजाइन बन जाएगा।
ये सब
है ना? Shakeen is saying because the resistivity of higher metals could be lower. Okay, interesting. Why are people saying lower metal layers or lower layers? Diffusion and contact.
So basically, as Gagandeep said, if it is a possibility that we can avoid transistors and just put a wire, if that is a possibility, then it would save cost, area. That's why.
एरिया कैसे? आपको जगह तो छोड़नी पड़ेगी। ये थोड़ा ना वहां पे 0 है तो जगह ही नहीं बची, जगह तो छोड़नी पड़ेगी। एरिया में कोई फर्क नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि किसी एडजेसेंट वर्ड में वहीं पे 1 था, तो आपको बनाना पड़ेगा मॉसफेट। तो आपको हर सेल में जगह छोड़नी पड़ेगी। आप बस लगा रहे हो सेल की नहीं लगा रहे हो, वो देखना है।
लेकिन सर हमें वर्ड लाइन में कुछ डिसएडवांटेज रहेगा शायद, अगर गेट का लीकेज अगर प्रोमिनेंट होता है, तो अगर हम वर्ड लाइन अगर सिर्फ वायर लगाते तो वो हमें वहां पर लीकेज भी नहीं मिलेगा।
हाँ, लीकेज का बेनिफिट है, एरिया का बेनिफिट नहीं है। तो लीकेज वाले बेनिफिट को मैंने नहीं रोका। लीकेज का बेनिफिट तो है ही, अगर आप डिफ्यूजन ही नहीं लगाओगे तो जंक्शन लीकेज भी नहीं होगी, वर्ड लाइन लीकेज तो छोड़ो,
जी सर।
है ना? तो दैट इज फाइन।
सर एक रीजन ये हो सकता है कि जो रोम्स है, जो भी रोम चिप है सर, वो हर रोम चिप अलग अलग तरह से प्रोग्राम होगी। तो अगर इन केस हम अगर सबसे लोअर मेटल लेयर में प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं तो हमें बाकी राउटिंग उसी के हिसाब से पहले से ही करनी पड़ेगी। लेकिन एक तरीका ये हो सकता है कि हम बाकी राउटिंग अपनी M1 में कर दें और जो प्रोग्रामिंग सिर्फ हम ऊपर तक अपने वियाज ले जाएं, जो कि जाएंगे ही, और बाद वाली लेयर में हम उसको बाद में प्रोग्राम करें, मतलब अपर मेटल लेयर।
हाँ, देखो वो तो वही बात हो रही थी ना अभी, जो किसी ने कहा कि मेटल 5 में मैं प्रोग्राम कर दूंगा, मेटल 4 में कर दूंगा, तो नीचे से वियाज और कॉन्टैक्ट्स तो ऊपर तक लाने पड़ेंगे। नीचे की मेटल लेयर्स तो आप सारी की सारी ब्लॉक कर दोगे, वहां पे तो आप कुछ भी नहीं कर पाओगे, बिकॉज इतने सारे ऊपर स्टैक्स आ गए वियाज के। So, okay, so let me give the answer. We actually would want to do the programmation at the highest possible level. And the reason for that is that a customer may want to change the ROM code at a point of time. Now, suppose production is happening and customer changes the ROM code. What would you do? If you were to do programmation at diffusion level, then all the wafers which have crossed the diffusion stage are thrown in the dustbin because they have the wrong ROM code. However, if you were doing the programmation at say metal 1, then the wafers which were up till metal 1, they're all safe. And only the wafers beyond metal 1 would fail, would be thrown in the dustbin. So if you go to a higher level of programmation, when you make changes to the ROM code later, the time to market of that change could be lesser. There would be lesser wastage in the fab. Therefore, people prefer higher level of metal or layer for programmation. Is this okay? Are you able to see this? So there is no resistivity or other technical reason behind it. It's all economics, business.
So,
Yes.
so I had a question. I mean, like one of the students was saying that we can actually remove the transistor completely and had the wire just basically I mean, like, why would we actually do that? I mean, when we don't want it to use, I mean, we don't want that thing to happen. Then, I mean, why the wire thing would work instead of a transistor with short?
No. So the programmation would be done slightly differently there. वो wired कह रहे थे, आप उसको verbatim वैसे मत लो. Let us look at it like this. We say that so आप इसको मत देखो, आप यहाँ देखो, NOR के अंदर देखो, ठीक है? यहाँ पे I say that over here I do not want this connection, है ना? So let the bit line be there. I will not put this device at all. So there is poly running. There is poly running for all the bit cells. Where I want to program a cell like this, तो word line on होने पे यहाँ पे bit line है, यहाँ पे ground है, ये active बनेगा, यहाँ पे भी active बनेगा, जहाँ पे नहीं है वहाँ पे active ही नहीं बनेगा. Let the contacts be there, but there is no active. यहाँ पे active बनेगा, यहाँ पे device नहीं बनेगा, यहाँ पे active, यहाँ भी नहीं बनेगा, sorry, ठीक है, यहाँ पे बनेगा, यहाँ पे contacts आ जाएंगे, but device ही नहीं बनेगा, तो leakage ही नहीं आई, and it works.
Acha, okay, we are talking about one-time programmable ROM only, right?
ROM is always one-time programmable. It is programmed at the manufacturing stage.
Yeah.
So you don't make the device at all. That's fine. Your junction leakage has reduced. Your gate leakage has reduced. Your word line capacitance has also changed. Now the challenge is again the same thing. That the bit line that was going here, जो हमने यहाँ पे drain programmation में देखा था, that some bit line has no load on it. Some bit lines have a lot of load on it.
Yes.
So when these two bit lines couple, now there is no load on this or less load on this. On some other row, there was a cell which wanted to discharge this. And this was not supposed to discharge. But now because there is no load on this will discharge so fast. Due to which this can also discharge.
Oh.
So you will do a spurious wrong read over here. That is the challenge when you completely remove the devices.
Coupling bundle.
But it is a valid method of programmation. People have done it.
Okay.
They do not do it now because it has failed. It has failed them. But this is a very valid way of programming.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So do not think of it only in the terms of NAND cell because the NAND slide was there. Both kind of ROM cells exist and therefore programmation can be of different kinds. Okay. So one of the figures of merit of a ROM cell is which layer the programmation is happening. जिस तरह से हम SRAM cell के अंदर area की बात करते हैं, that the cell is called 0.112 HD cell or 0.115 high current cell or 0.119 low leakage cell या low voltage cell. उस तरह से ROM के cell के name में ROM via, ROM M1, ROM D मतलब ROM diffusion, C-ROM, contact ROM, इस तरह से ROM के cell name में आ जाता है. It is that important a figure of merit for a ROM cell. Is that okay? ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. So now with the memory cell kind of part taken care of, we now look at IO circuits. So what are the different kind of IO circuits that we can think of? We know that bit lines have to be pre-charged, so there has to be some pre-charge circuit in there. We also know that there is a multiplexer in the IO, which would select from amongst, say, जो भी हमने word 2, 3, 4, mux 4 है, so there will be 4 sets of bit lines coming, and it will give out one set of bit lines for the sense amplifier there. Similarly, for the right driver, there is another. यहाँ से आपका right driver का bit line जाएगा, वो उन चारों में से एक को select करके लिख देगा. So mux has to be there. Right driver, we have already talked about. Now, to be able to drive the right driver, you need input buffers because inputs D would come to the input buffer. And to drive the output, you do not directly drive from the sense amplifier, you drive from the output buffer. So these are the components of a IO cell. Are these clear? Any questions here?
Sir, in case of right, sir, it looks like a demultiplexer.
Yeah.
Some,
So
I mean,
we still call it a multiplexer only. It is a demux. So you call it a demux because यहाँ से आपने दिया और इधर से किसी को connect करा. The thing is, it is the same circuit. For the right driver, the flow is like this, so you call it a demux. Whereas for a sense amplifier, the flow is like this, so you call it a mux. In reality, the circuit is just to make the connection of the bit line on this side with the one of the set of bit lines on the other side. The functionality is exactly same, so you need only one circuit there. You do not need to make a separate demultiplexer. Are you able to see this?
sir, how can we do that? Means I can't think like by giving input at the output of the multiplexer, it is selecting one of the inputs.
So Rayan, you should not be asking this. You have done DVD. I would say even if the new students have told them look at the past transistor logic, so we'll just look at how the mux is designed and you will see. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. But
So is that why? Because PTL is bidirectional.
yes.
Okay.
That is where it is best to make mux and the mux and the IO in PTL so that you can save the number of devices.
Okay.
Okay. So any other component that you can think of? If you can't think of, I can tell you 10 more, but these are the most basic components which have to be definitely there. Okay. So in reality, there would be many more components. There would be components linked to mux on the inputs. So BIST mux you would call this. There will be a latch at the sense amplifier output. ये हमने पहले जो circuit देखा था उसमें बनाई भी हुई थी. There would be other test circuitry that could be there. There could be pipeline and flip-flops also in there. So many other circuits can be there, but these are the bare minimum circuits that you would anyway put in any SRAM.
Sir, and
Or
yeah. So I mean, in a matrix, I mean, of array or something, like you would need minimum 2 multiplexers, right? For one for column and one for the row.
So row would be row decoder, na?
I mean, there would be another circuit for this, right? Decoding होगी ना उधर वो एक circuit होगा ना अलग से आए उससे.
Yeah. So column decoding होगी. Yes, we will just look into that also. Don't worry. So now, when you decide on the floor plan of the IO, one important decision that you need to make is where to put the right driver and mux. Okay. So in the sense that mux could be down there and right driver could be up there. What is the advantage versus disadvantage of these two settings? The first one and this one. Which one would you prefer? Think like a designer. So see, these are the kind of questions you will be asked in your interviews also. When you tell them that we have done a course on memory design, they know the books already tell you what the multiplexer is. But I want you to think like a designer, and these are the kind of questions people will ask you in interviews also. Okay, now what will happen? Which one is preferred? The right driver on above the mux or below the mux? Think of it in terms of PPA, power performance area. Bolo?
So I guess the previous configuration was better.
Why?
Because I mean, I look at if you say that the input buffer is not changing, I mean the location of the input buffer is fixed. So I mean you will have more connections through the wires, maybe that through the driver, and then actually it will degrade the performance, maybe due to like extra capacitances or delays. That is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Or are we allowed to, if we are allowed to change the input buffer and output buffer, if that's just a single cell and वो कहीं पे भी रख सकते हैं तो then I guess it shouldn't make a difference for me.
What happens to area and power?
So putting right driver above the multiplexer, then we have to design right driver for all the complete column and
All the bit lines. Yes,
all
you
the
need to
bit
put 4 right drivers then if it is max 4.
answer. Ultimately, we are only writing on a single word, so we can do that after selecting it from multiplexer.
ओके, सो एरिया की टर्म्स में नुकसान होगा सेकंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में. परफॉर्मेंस की टर्म्स में स्वप्निल इज सेइंग बेटर हो जाएगा. What happens to power?
सर राइट ड्राइवर के टर्म्स में तो पावर भी डिग्रेड ही होगी, क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा सर्किटरी एडिशनल हमें यूज करनी पड़ेगी तो उसका पावर कंजम्पशन होगा.
आप एक्टिवेट ही नहीं कर रहे. जिस पे राइट करना है उसी राइट ड्राइवर को एक्टिवेट कर रहे हो.
सर 4 राइट ड्राइवर लगाने के बजाय मैं मक्स का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन को चेंज कर सकता हूँ, उसको जैसे डीमक्स की तरह देख लूँ तो.
नहीं, तो फिर इसका मतलब आपने वही करा ना, आपने फिर राइट ड्राइवर को नीचे ही रखा. अगर राइट ड्राइवर को ऊपर रखा तो 4 बिट लाइन्स अवेलेबल हैं, चारों पे अलग अलग लगाना पड़ेगा. और अगर मक्स 16 हुआ तो 16 लगाने पड़ेंगे.
एक छोटा मल्टीप्लेक्सर और लगा दूं, मतलब इनिशियली अगर 4 राइट ड्राइवर नहीं लगाए.
2 बिट लाइन का लोड बैन बन जाएगा.
ओके ओके.
तो लीकेज बढ़ेगा ज्यादा राइट ड्राइवर होने से, तो पावर डिग्रेड होगी.
So this is the leakage power. What happens to dynamic power?
सर आई थिंक सो इफेक्ट
सर,
पड़ना नहीं चाहिए ज्यादा.
मल्टीप्लेक्सर के इस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में सर जो राइट ड्राइवर होगा वो जो बिट लाइन कैपेसिटेंस बहुत लार्ज होती है, तो वो बहुत ज्यादा कैपेसिटेंस को फेस करेगा जो राइट ड्राइवर है. लेकिन अगर मक्स के बाद लगाएंगे तो वो सिर्फ उस मल्टीप्लेक्सर की ही कैपेसिटेंस को फेस करेगा.
राइट ड्राइवर को डिस्चार्ज तो बिट लाइन को ही करना है ना, तो बिट लाइन की जितनी भी कैपेसिटेंस है उसको तो उसने डिस्चार्ज करना ही है ना अक्षत. राइट ड्राइवर का तो काम ही बिट लाइन को डिस्चार्ज करना है. जितनी भी कैपेसिटेंस है उतनी करेगा ही करेगा.
सो तो इस केस में हमारी जो पावर है डायनेमिक, आई मीन ये फर्क होगा कि इसमें हर एक बिट लाइन को डिस्चार्ज करने के लिए एक अलग राइट ड्राइवर रहेगा. तो एक ही लाइट ड्राइवर इतना, मतलब कैपेसिटर को एक साथ उसको 200 या 100 300 नहीं करना होगा, उसको 50 कुछ करना होगा फेमटोफैरेड डिस्चार्ज.
तो एनीवे मक्स के नीचे लगाते तो भी उसको बिट लाइन तो एक ही करनी थी डिस्चार्ज.
हाँ ये बात भी तो है. आई मीन
सर अगर मक्स के बाद लगाएंगे तो उसको हमेशा ऑन करना पड़ेगा राइट ड्राइवर को, क्योंकि उसको एक बिट लाइन को तो ऊपर से मतलब डिस्चार्ज करना ही है ना. लेकिन अगर ऊपर इंडिविजुअली अलग अलग लगेगा तो एक टाइम पर हम लोग एक यूज करेंगे राइट ड्राइवर, तो डायनेमिक पावर कम हो जाएगी.
नहीं, राइट ड्राइवर तो वही एक, पहले भी एक ऑन हुआ अब भी एक ऑन हुआ, तो राइट पावर कम कैसे हुई?
सर नीचे मतलब लगाएंगे तो उसको मतलब यस सर, हो सकता है सर नीचे मतलब बड़ा हो इन द सेंस.
तो स्विचिंग बढ़ रही है, मतलब ऊपर राइट ड्राइवर लगाने से स्विचिंग नंबर ऑफ स्विचिंग ज्यादा हो रही है, तो डायनेमिक पावर सर, क्योंकि मतलब जिस बिट लाइन को चार्ज करना है उसे आप उस राइट ड्राइवर को आपको एक्टिव करना पड़ेगा. और फिर अब अगली बार अगली बिट लाइन मतलब ओवरऑल देखेंगे तो टोटल स्विचिंग बढ़ रही है.
हर साइकिल में राइट ड्राइवर ऑन होगा और ऑफ होगा, उतना तो होगा ही, है ना. तब उसके बाद अगली साइकिल में ऑन कौन से वाले को करा उससे आपको क्या लेना देना. आपकी साइकिल में तो ऑन और ऑफ दोनों की पावर जानी ही है.
Yes.
So what happens is that when you have this kind of a configuration, so there are these bit lines, but there is another capacitance over here which is going to sense amplifier and right driver. So when you have right driver over here, it has to discharge this capacitance also, in addition to the pair of bit lines that it wants to discharge. So there is some extra capacitance that needs to be discharged by this right driver. So switching capacitance, switching power increases. But because instead of 4 right drivers, you have only 1, so leakage power is lesser in the first case. Okay, or let us say in the new case, leakage power would increase Switching power would reduce just a little because this additional capacitor is no longer needed to be discharged or pre-charged, but area would go up because now you need 4 circuits instead of what just one could have done. Performance, in terms of write performance, so in the earlier design, what was happening was there was, let us say, this mux pass gate, and then there was a write driver. And in the memory cell, there was this kind of a structure. So there was a stack of 3 earlier through which you were writing. If you put the write driver above the multiplexer, the mux pass gate goes away. You directly go to the write driver. So the stack depth reduces. This can improve your write operation. So if you have to make a very low voltage memory, this could be a desirable thing to do. So that the NMOS stack through which you are discharging, the fighting of the PMOS and the pass gate is, or writability is improved like this. Are you able to see this?
सर परफॉर्मेंस मीट्रिक समझ नहीं आया था, एक बार क्विकली बता सकते हो?
परफॉर्मेंस को राइटेबिलिटी की तरह समझोगे स्वप्निल, that when you had mux above the write driver like this, so there is a mux ka pass gate, and then there is a write driver ka gate which will discharge, which will connect the bit line to 0.
Yes.
And there is this PMOS there which is trying to write a 1. है ना? इसको भी हटाते हैं, रुक जाओ, let me just make it a little below. So there is this PU, there is this PG, and then there are two transistors. There is a stack of 3 through which your internal node is discharging.
Right.
However, in the other configuration, the mux pass gate is not there.
Pass gate is not there. Yes.
There is a stack of only 2. So one thing you can do is you can reduce the size of the write driver. The other thing you can do is that even if the size of the write driver remains same, you will be able to operate at lower voltage also. Because the loss due to body source biasing and all that is not there. Your writability would improve. Is this okay?
So, but at the same time, wouldn't you want to then size your write driver in a slightly larger? I mean,
I want to size the write driver appropriately. That's it. Whatever is required for doing a good write, I want to size the write driver accordingly. Since the writability improves when I do not have the mux in between, I can lower or reduce the size of the write driver a bit from the earlier case. Okay.
Okay.
यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया? आगे बढ़ें? I'm sorry, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So, why are we less students in the class today? Why have many not come? Any ideas?
The assignments complete कर रहे हैं.
Oh, and they're missing what new learning that we are getting in the class. Okay. So, for bitline pre-charging, we have a very simple circuit. What is the disadvantage of this kind of a circuit? Static pull-up pre-charge. So you call
static
this as
power.
Static power. See, because the PMOSs are always on, when the bit line starts to discharge, even then this PMOS is on. So static power is there. Additionally, the discharging would happen slower. Your MEMS cell also has to fight the current coming from this PMOS. So what do? You say, okay, let me clock the pre-charge. So when you clock the pre-charge, the benefit is that when the clock comes, now that clock for us is word line also, hai? When the word line comes, this clock would also come and it would stop the pre-charge, and now your system can discharge faster. यहाँ तक clear है? Hello. But why did I put this one? You see, यहाँ पे तो 2 ही PMOS थे, यहाँ पे मैंने तीसरा डाल दिया, इसका क्या रोल है?
It's an equalizing PMOS just to, so that both the levels are retained at the same value.
Yes, this is an equalizing PMOS. See, agar ye na ho, let us say this was not there. Then what happens? BL and BL bar. So one of the bit lines was going to low value. The other bit line was almost already 1. So what happened? The clock went low. This PMOS, the first PMOS on this particular bit line has to do nothing, whereas the other PMOS has to pull the bit line up from here to up. So only the current is coming from only one PMOS. But when you have this equalizer, what happens? As soon as the clock goes low, and your one of the bit lines is at 0, the other bit line is at 1, as soon as the clock goes low, this also discharges a bit, and then both the PMOSes start to give current so that both the bit lines are finally equalized to VDD. This equalization transistor is also very useful because let us assume that for 100 cycles you read a 0 on this cell, on this side bit line. If the equalizer was not there, what would happen? After every cycle there would be some BL will be slightly lower than BL bar. Again, next cycle slightly lower, slightly lower, slightly lower. In the 101st cycle, when I want to read a 0 here and a 1 here, it could be that my BL is down there and BL bar discharged to this value, and my sense amplifier was still not able to differentiate that BL bar was to be read as 0. So an equalizer ensures that both BL and BL bar are at the same value at the end of every cycle. So whether you do 100 read zeros or 1 read 0, at the end both BL and BL bar will converge. That is the role of the equalizer. Okay?
Sir, I mean, but the equalization should not be that much कि मतलब उसने BL को मतलब वो असिस्ट करते करते इतना हो गया कि वो VDD से दोनों ही बिट लाइंस पर आपकी VDD by 2 तक ही प्रीचार्ज हुई मैक्सिमम आफ्टर सम साइकिल्स.
नहीं, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो PMOS ऑन होगा ही ना. They will charge. See, had I not put these, then what you are saying is correct. But over here, I have those PMOSs which are connecting pre-charging to VDD. है ना? So not only will the 2 bit lines be equalized, see, otherwise क्या होता? Suppose मैंने VDD पे ना लगाया होता, then what would have happened? Then yes, what you're saying is थोड़े टाइम में ये ऐसे जाता. Then next read करता मैं. Then I would have done the next read. Then in the next read, again, one of the bit lines would have fallen and the other bit line would have remained same. Then after that, when I would turn on the pre-charge, it would happen like the equalizer, it would happen like this. So then what you're saying is right. Little by little, the bit lines would discharge. But no, I have these PMOSs. So they do not only equalize, they also take them back up. Okay?
सर एक बार वो 100 साइकिल्स वाला पॉइंट एक बार और.
100 cycles वाला point एक बार और. So let us say that when you are pre-charging, when this equalizer is not there, let us say, आपने क्या कहा? मेरी bit line discharge करी थी and bit line bar 1 पे थी. Now, after the pre-charge opened, you pre-charged it back to almost VDD. But almost VDD. ये 2 millivolt नीचे थी. You say 2 millivolt is fine. Next cycle again you read here. It went here, and then again for additional 2 millivolts lower. ठीक है? Then again next cycle again additional 2 millivolts lower. So after 100 cycles, you are 100 millivolts lower. 200 millivolts lower. ठीक है? So now when you do a read 0 on the other side, the other bit line is already 200 millivolts lower. वो धीरे धीरे करके यहाँ पहुंच चुकी है. अब आपने बिट लाइन बार से रीड करना चाहा, वो गिरी, लेकिन अभी भी बिट लाइन जो थी वो उससे नीचे रह गई. या जस्ट इतना ही हो पाया. आपने अज्यूम करा कि मैंने 100 मिलीवोल्ट का डिस्चार्ज करा है, बट 100 मिलीवोल्ट तो आपकी दूसरी बिट लाइन ऑलरेडी गिर चुकी थी. तो आपका सेंस एम्पलीफायर विल नॉट बी एबल टू रीड इट करेक्टली नाउ.
उतना डिफरेंशियली
margin would, yeah, the differential at the input of the sense amplifier will get degraded over multiple cycles. So an equalizer avoids that kind of a situation. Okay?
सर स्टैटिक और समथिंग लाइक वो हमेशा प्रीचार्ज करते रहेगा, राइट?
स्टैटिक में हमेशा प्रीचार्ज होता रहेगा.
हाँ ठीक है.
ठीक है? So we will stop here. I don't think precharge. हाँ, we will start the column decoder in the next class.
Hello sir, I have a
Yes.
doubt. सर वो आपने
शुभम?
जो आपने बताया था कि जब वर्ड लाइन हम एक्सेस चार्ज करते हैं तो जो स्टेबिलिटी डिक्रीज करे सर, वो टॉपिक एक बार थोड़ा फिर से बता दें सर, समझ कम आया था वो.
दोबारा से बोलो, कौन सा वाला टॉपिक?
अरे सर, जो आपने जब बोला था कि वर्ड लाइन हम जब एक्सेस चार्ज करते हैं तो जो 2x1 मक्स का होता है तो उसमें स्टेबिलिटी जो रिमेनिंग सेल की होती है वो डिक्रीज हो जाती है.
2x1 मक्स, ये कब की बात करें? अभी तो हमने मक्स 4 देखा था, हमने तो राइट ड्राइवर वर्सेस मक्स देखा था शुभम.
सर ये प्रीवियस क्लास की है सर, इस क्लास का नहीं सर.
प्रीवियस क्लास में? अच्छा, प्रीवियस क्लास में हमने क्या करा था?
तो वर्ड लाइन जब हम एक्सेस चार्ज कर रहे थे,
जब हम वर्ड लाइन को ओवरड्राइव कर रहे थे.
यस सर, तो सर की जो आपने एक एग्जांपल बताया था कि 2x1 मक्स के थ्रू तो जो एक्सेस चार्ज करते हैं तो दूसरे वाले जो वर्ड लाइन जिसपे नहीं सेलेक्ट हुए तो उसमें स्टेबिलिटी में डिस्चार्ज है.
Okay, so you want to understand the half select issue again.
Yes sir.
Okay, let me share that through the whiteboard. Just give me a moment. So we were talking about the half select issue where we said that there are, let us say there are two cells adjacent to each other.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, दिस इज, सो उसको हम दिखाएंगे. ये VDD है, and there is another cell over here. And let us say that the word line is like this. It is connected like this. ठीक है? Now you were writing on, let us say you want to write on this particular cell. So what you do is you take word line to a level higher than VDD. ठीक है? Now while the write operation will happen correctly on this cell, look at what is happening over here. The bit lines are pre-charged to VDD.
Yes sir.
This cell is in the read mode. Let us say 0 was written here. So what would happen? This cell would discharge the bit line like this.
Yes sir.
This 0 will experience a bump. The 0 that was stored here will experience a bump because the potential divider is formed.
Yes sir.
है ना? Now, because your word line is now overdriven, the word line resistance the pass gate resistance is less. So as soon as you overdrive the word line, this bump would increase. Are you able to see this?
Yes sir.
If the bump increases, the stability degrades.
Okay sir. सर एक सर असाइनमेंट के थ्रू डाउट था, जैसे जब मैं जो स्लो फास्ट ले रहा तो उसमें सर जो लैच की जो पीमॉस है एनमॉस है उनको बस स्लो फास्ट लेना है कि जो पास गेट के एनमॉस है उनको भी कंसीडर करना है?
आप बताओ।
सर तो उनको भी कंसीडर करना मुझे लग रहा है आई गेस।
बस
सर लेकिन कुछ फिगर ऑफ मेरिट्स ऐसी हैं, जैसे सर सेल करंट की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो सर उसमें पीमॉस का तो इतना रोल नहीं होता है, तो फिर उसमें सर जब हमें प्रोसेस कॉर्नर कमेंट करना है तो सिर्फ एनमॉस का प्रोसेस कॉर्नर कमेंट कर सकते हैं।
हाँ कह दो SF एंड SS वुड बी द फर्स्ट कॉर्नर्स। दो हो
Okay,
सकते हैं फर्स्ट कॉर्नर्स,
तो हो सकता है।
है ना।
सर वन मोर डाउट सर, जैसे जो डेटा रिटेंशन वोल्टेज है सर उसके लिए वर्स्ट वोल्टेज और बेस्ट वोल्टेज क्या होगा सर? वो तो खुद ही वोल्टेज है, वो तो खुद ही सप्लाई वोल्टेज होता है।
उसके लिए आप कॉर्नर बताओगे कौन सा वर्स्ट है, SF FS क्या वर्स्ट होगा आपके हिसाब से।
ओके सर।
तो सर उसमें वोल्टेज वाला मत करें मेंशन, मेरा भी सेम डाउट था सर।
हाँ बोल दो, वो ये तो वोल्टेज की ही वैल्यू है
ठीक है सर।
है ना। So syllabus for tomorrow's quiz would be more around the basics of SRAMs that we did in the first 2-3 lectures, 4 lectures. The next quiz, which will be on next Tuesday, will be a lot about bit cells. Okay. So कल bit cell के ऊपर ज्यादा नहीं होगा। अगर bit cell पे कुछ हुआ तो वो बहुत बेसिक सा होगा। Okay.
So can we leave the today's lecture for the quiz tomorrow? I mean, there are already so many lectures. So.
Yeah. Today's lecture is not going to come in tomorrow's quiz.
अच्छा कल bit cell है ही नहीं मतलब quiz में? Okay.
अगर होगा भी थोड़ा सा होगा। This what we talked about today was advanced bit cell. This will come in next quiz.
So sir bit cell के अलावा क्या होगा quiz में, और क्या पढ़ा है हमने?
Go back to the earlier recordings and see.
Okay. And sir, one more thing. The format would be the same as what happened in DVD, right? You will upload a quiz at the time and we can submit it.
Yes.
No need for the camera and everything.
No. So let me just clarify that thing again. We will also put the same instructions on Classroom. So we will release the quiz at 10:30. There is a Google Meet that has been organized, so you can join that meeting. In that meeting, one of the TAs will at least one of the TAs will be there, or I will be there. Someone will be there. If you have questions, they will be ready to help you there on the questions, clarifying the questions. Okay. The quiz will be for I think 20 minutes. That will be announced. So after 20 minutes, we will not be answering any more questions. We will only be there to remind you, please upload your answers on the Google Classroom. Submit the answers and turn them in on the Google Classroom. That's it. Okay. And you will have 10 minutes to upload your answers. And every minute late that you submit, you will get -1. Okay. So आपने अगर 11:01 पे सबमिट करा तो आपका ऑलरेडी -1 हो गया। आपने 11:02 पे सबमिट करा तो ऑलरेडी -2 हो गया। This is the same policy we followed in DVD. Okay.
सर एक्चुअली क्या होता है सर, क्लासरूम में अगर ये 11 बजे भी अपलोड होता है तब भी सर लेट सबमिशन दिखाता है।
तो we will look at the timestamp. Don't worry, we will not look at कि late submission बताया उसने कि नहीं बताया. You target to submit at 10:59.
Yes sir.
Okay, but even if it is 11:00, we will consider it as on time. 11:01 हो गया, 1 minus हो जाएगा mark. Okay.
Yes sir.
So sir, the syllabus is up to figure of merits or